Check, check, 1, 2. Hey, everybody. Welcome to AWE Vision Workshop. I'm Raven Zachary, one of the 3 track chairs for today, joined by Emily and Dom as well. People are still kind of coming in this morning. It's an early morning, but I thank you all for being here. We have a lot of people signed up, ready to go. We want to kind of kick it off in style, give you an update about what's happening, what the plan is for the day, and stay on track as best as we can. These sessions will be recorded and put onto the internet at some point, so feel free to take photos of slides or notes, but just know that these videos will be available to you at some point coming up. So welcome, everyone. You'll see other folks kind of straggling in this morning as we get going. I'm going to start with handing it over for intros. Emily, do you want to kick it off?
Yeah, sure. Hey, guys, I'm very, very happy to be a part of this. It's amazing to be spending the day discussing all things Apple Vision. And my name is Emily Olman. I'm from the Bay Area. I'm the CEO and Chief Media Officer of Hopscotch Interactive. We are a real estate media agency. So I focus on the built environment, the unbuilt environment, visualizations, and we will be developing on AVP later this year. And this is my 12th AWE.
Wow.
So it's exciting to be here, yeah. And so I hope you all stick around for the Augies and all these amazing things, but this is a very special day, and thanks for putting this all together.
Nice. Hi, I'm Dom Sagolla, and I'm co-founder of Archipello. It's autocorrect there. It's Archipello. It's a software security platform for developers, and actually we're giving away an Apple Vision Pro this weekend at a workshop we're calling VisionDevCamp. If you'd like to learn more about it, please follow me on LinkedIn, message me, say hi, I met you at, or I saw you at the event today, and I'm happy to give you the URL to register and get involved in that. My background, Raven and I were co-founders of VisionDevCamp back 17 years ago. Been doing this for a long time. I'm super excited about Vision Pro and Apple's platforms. I've done a lot of social networks. You might find me on Twitter as @Dom. Long story there, I wrote a book about it. I don't know, Raven, what else should we say? I think that's it.
You've done a lot in this space.
I don't know what.
Yeah, you've been in the Apple ecosystem for decades.
Yeah,
decades.
We worked on Obama's iPhone app together when he was a senator,
Yep.
which resulted in a Steve Jobs phone call to you, which was like mic drop moment, I think. And a bunch of other things. We worked on Starbucks together at version 1, and several other apps. So I just version 1 guy over here. So I'm going to be doing a panel, and I'll see some of you guys at that point, and ladies at that point. So I'll just pass the mic back to Raven. Thank you.
I'm Raven Zachary, one of the track chairs for today. 30 years in tech. Most recently had, as Dom alluded to, an iOS app company that built apps for some of the world's largest brands. Then went into Walmart through an acquisition and built out Walmart's mobile product management team. And then left to start the first HoloLens agency with Microsoft, building custom enterprise apps for HoloLens. So I'm really excited about this workshop because it allows me to kind of bring together those two worlds of the Apple ecosystem and the XR ecosystem. So I'm really excited about this content. And just a photo here of Dom and I ran an event about 2 months ago in Silicon Valley called VisionDevCamp. We had 150 to 200 people show up. We had 65 to 70 Vision Pros. I think it was the largest gathering of Vision Pro units in the world at that point. Built some great apps. You can find out more about visiondevcamp.org on the internet and see some great demos of some of the innovative apps that were built over just a weekend of people coming together and meeting for the first time across 3 different kinds of platforms: native, Unity, and WebXR. So I want to really thank Unity today. This is really possible because of Unity and their support with AWE, and I want to invite Laura up on stage from Unity to talk about what they're doing here today and some exciting stuff coming up.
Hi, everybody. Thank you so much. Yes, we are really, really thrilled to be here. When we found out that this event was happening, we literally couldn't wait to be involved. So thank you so much for all being here. We do have a couple of panels we're involved with today. The first one is we're going to be hearing from some customers who have been using Unity to develop for Apple Vision Pro. So we'll hear about their experiences and how they've found it. And we'll also have a discussion with my colleague Leo, who will be talking about Unity and also web and native as well. So please join us for both of them. But thank you so much. And you've probably seen it coming in. We've got a demo space as well outside. Please come take a look. It's a really great demo, but it's great to be here.
Great, thank you. Thank you. And just to follow up on what she said, if you have not had a demo of the Vision Pro, there will be an opportunity out in the hallway to do that. Throughout the day, if you want to take a break, either through a planned break or maybe a session where you want to kind of wander out and do a demo, feel free to do that. So I want to kind of set things up before we introduce our first speaker, Bert, who actually worked on the Apple Vision Pro product at Apple. Very exciting story to have him here today to talk about that experience from the inside. You know, we're currently measuring this ecosystem launch in days. We're so early. 136 days since the US release on the 2nd of February, just 7 days since the announcement of visionOS 2 last week at WWDC. I had the privilege of being there last week, a very exciting conference. Hope some of you in this audience also had that opportunity, if not watching it online. We're 11 days until the launch of this internationally in China, Hong Kong, Japan, and Singapore on the 28th of June, and then a follow-up on that 25 days from now in Australia, Canada, France, Germany, and the UK on the 12th of July. But we really should be thinking about this and planning for this in years and decades. You know, we're in the early pages of the first chapter of the visionOS platform. You know, this is a snapshot in time. The device that we know that has launched the Vision Pro, Apple Vision Pro, the 2024 edition, is just this year's first foray into this long-term ecosystem and platform play. It's a multi-decade journey. This is about the platform. It's not just about the device. You know, there are limitations to the physical device. People have talked about cost or weight or feature set. These are important conversations to have, but they should be understood in the context that Apple's here for the long run. This is a multi-decade journey. The first device is just the first implementation of this long-term vision that Apple has to be an active participant in the XR ecosystem, and they're here for the long haul. And we're in this journey together. All of us in this room, organizers up on stage, the speakers who you'll be hearing from today, and the attendees, even Apple, we're all figuring this out together. None of us are experts. We're all learning from each other. And some of us have XR experience, others have Apple ecosystem experience, and there's a lot we can collectively learn from one another. And that's, I think, a theme I really want to make apparent today, is that you're going to have some really smart people come up on stage who come from a rich background in XR, others who come from a rich background in Apple ecosystem, and a few who have done both. And we're going to be able to learn from one another in this process together. And so all of you today are going to be learning about how to build apps for Apple Vision Pro and the visionOS ecosystem that's just starting to emerge. Everyone should leave this room with a better understanding of how to begin a visionOS project, regardless of which technology or which platform you're going to be developing on, whether it's native, Unity, or WebXR. And I'm really excited about that. You know, if any of you in this room aren't leaving with a good answer to these opportunities here, please come and talk to me. I really want to make sure that this is worth your money and your time. You paid to be here. You sacrificed family time or work time to be here. And it's really important to me personally and to all three of us up here on stage that you get something out of this and that you have some action plan coming out of today about how to engage in a project in your organization. So we want to do an overview of the capabilities of the hardware and software for the Apple Vision Pro. We want to share with you some real-world case studies that will come from the Unity panel, as was discussed, as well as other panels today. We're going to talk about the 3 development paths that exist today, native, Unity, and web, and their strengths and some of their limitations, why you may want to pick one over the other in your organization based on the use case that you're working with. For those of you who are going to be building apps on Unity or native, we'll be talking about the publishing process, how to distribute apps on the App Store, and what that process is like with Apple. And then Unity has some demo time in the back. And in fact, a few other folks have come up to me and asked if they can do demos of their apps. And there'll be an opportunity during the lunch break after the group photo, to do that either here in this room or out in the hallway. So just a quick overview in the few minutes we have left before Bert gets up on stage is to just give you an overview of what you're going to hear today. So obviously, there's the intro now with the track chairs. We're going to go into Bert's talk on spatial computing in the Apple ecosystem. We're going to move on to a recap of all of the exciting announcements that came out of WWDC last week with Apple. Andy will come up here and give that summary. We'll then take a 15-minute break, an opportunity. There are bathrooms in the back. There hopefully is coffee or something available to you here. If not, certainly mingle, network, take a break. Then we'll then go into Daniel's exciting talk on designing for Apple Vision Pro, all of the human interface guidelines, the interesting challenges and opportunities that we have in building in spatial computing. We'll then move into a talk and panel with Unity, talking about all of the opportunities to build apps using Unity for Vision Pro, including some case studies from folks who have done that with Unity. And then we'll take a break for about 90 minutes. That will start with a group photo. If you brought your Apple Vision Pro, please feel free to put it on for the group photo. It's okay to be in the photo even if you're not wearing a device. Please don't wear a Meta device. Let's do an Apple-only group photo. There's always that guy who's trying to sneak in another device in these group photos. Dom and I have a funny story. At the first iPhone DevCamp back in 2007, someone snuck in an Apple Newton in that group photo. And it was actually kind of endearing to see that Apple Newton kind of continue on into the iPhone development community. There's a bunch of restaurants nearby. We're on the west side of the Long Beach Convention Center, but just north of here is a strip with a lot of restaurants. So 90 minutes should suffice. I encourage you to be back here right on time because we go right into another series of talks, starting with James on native development. Really excited about that. Dulce, who'll be talking about web development for Apple Vision Pro. WebXR had a really big upgrade last week from Apple. It used to be that you had to go into settings and turn on all these special developer flags for Safari. Apple now has made that with visionOS 2 natively enabled. And you'll be able to go right into WebXR experiences. And I'm very excited to hear that summary. And then we'll go into a panel. So the purpose of this panel is to take the Unity, the native, and the WebXR representatives up on stage, and I'll moderate that panel, talking about the pros and cons of each development platform opportunity and maybe where your organization is best suited based on your skill set, your prior experience, and where you want to develop. Then there's going to be a 15-minute break, and then we're going to hand it over to Dom to give a talk about the consumer market. Anything you want to say about your panel coming up?
Yeah, I'm really excited because I think this is one of those topics that is accessible to anybody and everybody. And so what we're hoping to do is get some ideas throughout the talks about what would be applicable and interesting to you. So if you would like to have a question asked of these incredible people, please come to me in the meantime. I'll queue them up because this is our chance to see what would be interesting to us as users and potential developers of the platform.
Yeah, great. Then we're going to move on to an enterprise panel moderated by Emily.
All right, so the enterprise panel is going to feature some of these companies that have been very successful in getting XR, getting the Apple Vision Pro working for industries that need to be able to inspect objects, turbines, wind engines, these kinds of things, exploding and shrinking and 3D presentations. So I'm very excited about this because this application of the Apple Vision Pro with its fidelity means that this is the best experience that you can have, and also it's really making major waves into enterprise. So, you could call it a beachhead, but of course, VR and AR have been around for a while. It's not necessarily a beachhead, but it is one of the ways that that we are seeing the XR industry really take root, and these guys are right at the forefront of that, and they've been at it so long. So they have a lot of real-world experience that I'm sure they want to share with you. Several years working on this through all the different headsets and now on Apple Vision Pro. It's a very big deal, so we're excited to have them.
Fantastic. And then we're going to close it out with a session from Nicole on working with Apple. For a lot of you who have no experience in the Apple ecosystem, navigating Apple developer relations, loading apps, what the guidelines are, going through the submission process, it's a whole new world. And so Nicole will guide us through that together and help you kind of have one step into the Apple ecosystem for the first time. Before we get off the stage and get ready for Bert's talk, there is a Wi-Fi network that's available. It's the AWE Wi-Fi network. The password is Feel Spatial, all lowercase. That's FEEL SPATIAL. Feel Spatial. All one word, all lowercase. AWE Wi-Fi. Yeah. There is limited power in this room along this wall. Outside of this room are a number of stations that have power, and you're welcome to charge your devices out there as well during the breaks. And with that, we're going to take a quick AV switch out break and then get Bert up on stage and get things rolling. Thank you for being here today. Really appreciate it.